So if you have a vehicle and you think it has bad fuel or you think that the gas went bad inside of it, I thought I'd go over the symptoms of what happens when you have bad fuel inside of a car or truck and what you could do if it does have bad fuel. And I'm going to put links down below for everything I'm looking at here. But first of all, what causes fuel to go bad? Well, if the fuel is very old, if it's over like 6 months old, then it can go bad and the combustibility of it is not going to be so good or greatly reduced. And so that's going to cause problems. If any kind of water or other contaminants have got inside the gas tank, and that's going to cause the gas to be bad. And a common problem that causes gas to be bad is that the vehicle's just sat a long time, and so the gas is very old, and gas will lose its combustibility after roughly like 5 to 6 months, right around that range. There's some different things that can affect this. For example, gasoline that's mixed with ethanol, which is most gas pumps inside the United States now. The ethanol can greatly reduce the lifespan of gasoline since it has a much shorter lifespan of around 2 to 3 months. But most modern gas mixtures, at least in the United States, has around 10% ethanol and 90% gas. And one thing to keep in mind is that gas is often 1 to 2 months old by the time it's delivered to a gas station. So if you're trying to remember the last time you filled up, be sure to add on an extra month or two because the gas is very likely at least a month old before it got delivered. And so how do you tell if gas has gone bad? Well, first of all, the color is going to turn very dark. Gas itself is usually pretty clear. If you put it inside of a jug, it'll often be fairly clear. But the older it gets, the darker it's going to get. So it can even become as dark as like Coca-Cola or something like that. And the longer it sits, the more it's going to thicken up, where eventually it's going to turn into varnish, which is very bad for a vehicle. And also it's going to smell worse than usual. So if you pop open the cap on your gas tank and the gas smells worse than it usually does, then that's another sign that the gas has gone bad. And so what are going to be some symptoms of bad gas in a car or truck? Well, first of all, the symptoms are going to be the same as like a bad fuel delivery problem. So it's basically going to have the same symptoms as like a bad fuel pump, clogged up fuel filter, or something along those lines. And so first of all, the engine might not start because everything becomes clogged up, or the gas is just so old it won't combust no more inside the engine. And so the engine might not start. The engine might start up, but then it runs really rough, and it's even hard to keep running sometimes. You have to push on the gas pedal to keep it running. The engine might even stall out on you. It might start up, but then just immediately stall out or something along those lines. Another symptom is that it can be hard to keep the engine running sometimes. So you go to start it up and it starts to idle, but then it sounds like it's going to die. So you have to step on the gas a lot to keep it running. And another symptom is that it could be hard to accelerate. So you go to push on the gas and it just doesn't go like it once did. But basically it just doesn't have the power like it once did. And so what do you do if you do have bad fuel inside of your vehicle? Well, there's a couple of things you can do. A lot of people try to use like a gas stabilizer, and they'll try to add this in so that it mixes with the old gas and makes it combustible again. There's some different types of treatments out there. There's types for like trying to get rid of water and things like this. You can go get these at like automotive stores or online on like Amazon. And if gas isn't too old, if it's like 7, 8, 9, 10 months old or something like that, then it might work and it might be worth a try. But a lot of times you can run into issues with this. And so if the gas is really bad, it's going to be best to drain and flush the gas tank, replace the fuel tank sending unit, replace the fuel pump, replace the fuel filter for sure, and flush all the fuel lines. And this is especially true if you have like a metal gas tank, because that old gas can really rust up components if it sits for a long time. If it has a metal gas tank, it could rust it up. If it has a fuel tank sending unit, it could rust it up. Even if it just has like what looks like a plastic fuel pump, the components inside of it can often rust up and can cause issues. And so for this reason, quite often it's best just to drain and flush the gas tank. It can also be a good idea to replace the fuel pump, definitely replace the fuel filter, and it can also be a good idea to flush out all those fuel lines. And so that's basically it. I just wanted to go over the symptoms of what would happen if you have bad gas inside of a car or truck. Like I said, I'll put links down below for everything I'm looking at here. If you have anything to add, please comment down below. If you have any questions, ask me. I'll try to answer them. If this video helps you, please click like, please click subscribe, and have a good day.